And in the Buddhist tradition, we speak of the 10 kind of fetters, the 10 kinds of bonds that deprive us of our freedom. And to liberate means to liberate from these 10 fetters. They bind us. They are called samyojana. And in Chinese it is translated as tieng sư. Tieng means to bind, and sư means they push you to do and to say things that you don't want to do and to say. They are very powerful. So we have to practice concentration in order to be able to untie these kind of fetters. And the first is the first samyojana is craving. There is the danger of craving, because we believe that the object of our craving is what we really want, is what can really bring us happiness. But we don't really see the danger of running after the object of our craving. And with craving in us, we are not in peace anymore. We are not satisfied with what we are, with who we are. We are not satisfied with our situation. We cannot feel that we are happy in the here and the now. The teaching of the Buddha about living happily right in the here and the now is based on the fact that if we practice looking deeply, we see that we have enough conditions to be happy in the here and the now. But if there is the flame of craving that is inside, we don't have the capacity to do that anymore. We believe that without that object of craving, we cannot be really happy. So we lose all our peace, we lose our capacity of being happy in the here and the now. So that is one of the 10 fetters. We have to undo that fetter. And later on there will be an exercise on how to look at the objects of our craving in order to see the danger of running after the objects of our craving. And the Buddha used so many images. It's like one of the images is like someone holding a torch and going against the wind. So the torch and the fire will burn his hand. So that is the danger of craving. The second image that Buddha proposed is a dog running after a piece of bone. That is only a bone. And even if the dog has the bone, and try to do everything he could with the bone, he will never be satisfied, because in the bone there is no meat, no juice left. This is a bone, and sometimes it is a bone made of plastic. So the object of craving is like that. It can never satisfy us. So the image of a bone caught by a dog is a second image that the Buddha proposed. And the third image is the image of a hook that a fisherman used to catch the fish. And you have a very appealing bait, and the hook bring the bait, and the hook was thrown into the river. And when the fish saw the bait is so appealing, and he wants to bite, but the fish does not know that inside of the bait there is a hook. So the object of our craving is like that. The danger hidden in the object of our craving. And sometimes the bait is also made of plastic. The fish cannot eat it. It is very appealing. So you have to look deeply in order to see the true nature of the object of craving. And if we see clearly, we are not appealing, it's not attractive anymore, and we are free. That is why looking deeply and to see the danger of the object of craving. So craving is the first of the 10 fetters. The second is violence, anger. The flame of anger destroys as much as the flame of craving. When anger inhabits us, we have no peace, we have no capacity of being happy in the here and the now. And that is why we have to practice looking deeply, to practice concentration, in order to see that that anger has been born from ignorance, from wrong views, and so on. Understanding the first noble truth, the second one, we will be able to overcome our anger and untie the knots of anger. In fact, samyojana can be translated as knots. So if a practitioner is feel that anger is in him, in her, and she has to practice in such a way that she can untie the knot of anger in her, and that brings liberation, liberating the mind. The third is ignorance. Ignorance is wrong views. We are confused. We don't know where to go and what to do and what not to do. We are confused. And we do the wrong thing. We say the wrong thing because we are ignorant. We don't know what is right and what is wrong. And that is the third kind of factor we have to undo. The fourth is complex of superiority, of inferiority, and of equality. That is because we have a notion of self. And we compare that self with the other self. That is why the three complexes will arise. We suffer because of these three kinds of complex. And the fifth is doubt. Doubt. Suspicion and doubt. And when we have that suspicion, that doubt in us, we are not in peace, we are not free. And our suspicion, our doubt can also come from our ignorance. And the next is views. Guia. Of course, the views here is wrong views, not right views. And there are 5 kinds of views that could be termed as wrong view. The first view is that you believe that this body is yourself. Thân kiến. You simply believe that you are this body. So if you believe like that, it means that with this disintegration of this body, you are no longer there. And you believe that before the formation of this body, you were not there. So there are many effects that come from that kind of wrong view. The second is to believe in pairs of opposite. You believe that the right is totally other than the left. There is a birth, there is a death. There is inside, there is outside. There is a being, there is non-being. There is sameness, there is otherness. All these concepts that form pairs of opposite. If you are caught in it, that is wrong views. The teaching of Buddha help us to transcend pairs of opposites in order for us to come to a view free from all view, that is the middle way. The middle way is the way transcending all pairs of opposite, including being and non-being, birth and death, inside and outside, object and subject. This is very, very deep, very wonderful teaching. This is called a Thân Kiến. Thân Kiến, body as a self. And the being Kiến, believing in extreme. And then the next is a Kiến Thu Kiến. Attachment to views. You learn something. You have a notion. You are caught by that notion. And that is the end of your progress on the spiritual path. So whatever you have learned, whatever you have heard, you should be careful. You should not consider it to be the absolute truth. You should be able to let it go in order for you to be able to come to a higher truth. It's like in science. If you have discovered something, and if you believe that to be the ultimate truth, and then you don't search anymore. You are not a true scientist. So, in order to progress in our path, we have to be ready to release our view, release our understanding. It's like climbing on a ladder. If you have come up to the 4th step, and if you think that you are the highest, and then there's no more climbing. You have to abandon to release the 4th in order to get to the 5th. And when you have got to the 5th, you should be ready to release the 5th in order to come to the 6th. So knowledge as obstacle for knowledge. So if you see something, you understand something, be sure that that's something you can release in the future in order to get to a higher kind of truth. That is the teaching on non-attachment to views. I think that's very scientific. Tà kiến, perverted view. Perverted view. Suppose you believe that things just happened by chance. There is no cause and effect. That is a kind of perverted view, wrong views. The law is that when you sow the beans, the seed of the beans, you will harvest the beans. When you sow the seed of anger, you will harvest anger. But you don't believe in the law of cause and effect. You think that everything is just by chance. Or when you observe one thing, deeply you see that that thing manifests because of many conditions coming together. But you believe that you don't need many things coming together, you need only one cause. That is the kind of view that is perverted. You don't believe in the Four Noble Truths, that suffering has come from a way of living that is full of wrong perceptions and wrong thinking, wrong speech, wrong action. You believe that suffering just comes like that without any cause. So that is a wrong view. And then the last one is giới cấm thủ. Giới cấm thủ kiến. That is attachment to taboos and to rituals. You believe that performing such a ritual you can get liberation, salvation. You are caught by the rituals. You believe that you can eat every kind of meat except beef, because eating beef will prevent you from being saved. You believe that you can eat every kind of meat except pork. So that is the kind of taboo, that kind of precept, that kind of rituals that you can get caught in it. The fact is that with understanding you can liberate. It's not by performing rituals and things and observing taboos that you can get liberation. So these are 10 kind of fetters that we should be liberated from in order for us to be free and happy.